Okay, we're gonna get started. Who's ready to have a great ass day? Okay, for sake of time, I'm gonna hop directly into it. Ooh, I'm hearing some noise above. Oh yeah, we're good. Okay, cool. So, guys, let me set expectations for today. Very first, we're gonna hear from the guy, Sarge, Cody Olive. Let's give it up. Then we're gonna hear from Grieve. Give it up if you love that guy. Then we're gonna hear from Mason and Garth. Let's give it up for those guys. Then we have lunch, and then Drew is gonna close us out. So let's bring it back down though, and I wanna see everyone sit up straight. I wanna see everyone's eyes on the stage. And I wanna tell you a story about Mr. Cody, Mr. Olive. So I've worked with a lot of people in this company. Me and Cody have a really special relationship. And why is that? Well, when I was a team manager, Cody was on my team. So when Cody was a sophomore and he had just came home from his mission, he was on my team in Philadelphia. And then the next year he was on my team in Chicago. And so we have a different relationship because we have been in the thing, in the trench, together. And I have no problem saying that probably the person I've been the most hard because I know he can handle it. Because I know he's great. And I want him to be that. But I want you guys to remember something I talked about yesterday. And this thing of coaches and players. So guys, the mission is as one team and as a team to support each other. I have never had a player or a rep on a team as a coach that ever supported me as much as Cody. And let me explain to you guys what that looked like. COVID summer, there were so many things not going in our favor. So many things. And what we did is, no, we were gonna show up and we were gonna work and we were gonna perform no matter what. So 3 days a week, I would tell Cody not to come to the meetings. And he would start knocking at 9 o'clock, and he would knock until it was pitch-ass black. And we would roll 2 trucks every day. Cody, did you ever not have spots? Not one time. But what I will say is this. When I have a player on my team that is working like that and putting that time in, how much more accountable can I hold everyone else to work hard and follow that example? Who has been massively affected by Cody Olive's example and standards? Raise your hand. That's what this company's about, impact. Give it up for that. So, on that note, guys, I want you guys to know, in my opinion, this is one of the greatest players to ever play the game. But what I'm even more proud of Cody is I know he is one of the greatest coaches. And I am so proud of the man Cody is. And I'm so proud of the adjustments he's made since we've worked together. And it's almost been 10 years. That's brotherhood. That's family. That's real bullshit. Growing up, ramping. That's me and Cody. And that's what we're about. And so I know today, if you guys listen and apply these things Cody's going to talk about, it will also impact you. So on that note, let's give it up for one of the greatest of all time, the Sarge, Cody Olive.
Mark, before we get into it, I would be remiss if we didn't take a second and absolutely just shout out our corporate team. Ivy, Brooke, Ansley, Bailey, Live Money, Dawson, the medics. Let's everyone stand up and give a huge round of applause. Thank you, thank you. Just absolutely so gangster, guys. So much love to you all. So, Mark, cue the tunes. Okay, we're going to stand back up again, guys. We're going to do a quick little stretch. We're going to get into it, okay? We're going to go right over left, and we're going to count. So right over left, and we're going to go 1, 2. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, left over right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, right hand behind your head. Switch it up, hit the left. Okay, we're going to do arm circles forward really quick, 5 ones, and I want to hear everyone count. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, backwards now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, touch your toes, hold it for 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, right leg, let's see the balance. Touch the belly button, I heard that helps balance. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, left leg, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're gonna have to get athletic here. Little catcher squat, okay? Nice and wide. Kinzel, I know you're limber. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, everyone stand up, stand up. Okay, the person next to you, pay him a compliment. Pay him a genuine compliment. All right, now everyone with the person next to you, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. With the person next to you, switch seats, and then sit down. Switch seats and then sit down. Switch seats and then sit down. Okay, who's ready to train today, baby? JT, I love you, but this is for you. I'm fucking ready, baby! Woo! Okay. Do I hit the clicker? Oh, it's right over here. Okay, nailed it. Okay, so we're gonna talk about building your career ramp. There's 3 main points I really wanna go over. I wanna go over trusting your ramp. I wanna go over having the faith to believe that you're gonna get better after you go through ramping processes. You make massive action, and you continue to always work hard. So for many of you that don't know, that are out of state, this office right here, this is John, Ben, and Garth's office. It's where a lot of deals happen, a lot of things get done. This is where we close. Dave, Riley, and Donald, give it up for the Forge Boys, baby. Yeet! But for a select few, there's this office in the back corner behind that door. It's got a couple extra snacks. They got dude wipes in there. Like, it's kind of special, but we call that the wood chipper, okay? And back in the wood chipper, that's where you go for a little bit more intimate conversations, a little bit more feedback, and sometimes you get a little bit roasted. And so keep that in mind, because there's about 3 or 4 key moments in my career where I went to the wood chipper, but luckily I made it out alive, okay? So we're going to hop into it. Oh. So the objective today, okay, so ramping your career. What principles have I used to operate on to help build this ramp throughout my entire career? So we're going to go through 5 principles. The first one being practice, 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 and hard work. So we're going to watch this clip.
Franchise player, and we in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice. Not a game. Not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about practice, man.
So guys, that's Allen Iverson. That's AI. That's the answer. Really good ball player. But let me ask you a question. Do you guys want to be AI or do you want to be Kobe Bryant? Do you guys want to be Shaquille O'Neal or do you want to be Michael Jordan? Do you guys want to be Mike Trout or do you guys want to be Derek Jeter? Don't be this guy. This guy's a dumbass. He had all the talent in the world and he squandered it because he wouldn't show up and he wouldn't practice and he wouldn't keep getting better. And so in my first summer in 2019, I struggled. I got out there and I was 26 years old. I literally was putting it all out on the line on my first summer. I passed out on a different job to go work in wealth management. I was fresh off my LDS mission as a 26-year-old. I was debating if I wanted to go to law school or not. And so when I got out there, it was sink or swim. And I was determined to practice, and be the greatest of all time. And so how that looks is it's your inputs. Every 10 a.m. I was there. Every 11 a.m. I was there. And I was taking notes, and I was learning, and I was ready. Because at that time, Ben was the best. And Ben was giving me my morning training every single morning. So why wouldn't I show up and take notes and be an absolute sponge? This picture here on the right, this is the first time I think I sold like over 60 in a week. Got in the WhatsApp group, sold the Indian Kingpin. It's a great time. I see Kinsel nodding his head. You love to see it. But even after I had sold 60 or 70 or whatever it was, a lot of the times we get comfortable and we feel like, oh, I got it. But see up there at the very top? You never arrive. You always practice, and you always work hard. And so even when I was crushing it and setting all kinds of records, I still went to the 10 a.m. Every single time I went to the 10 a.m. throughout the entire summer. Let's see a show of hands. Who's going to be out there co-managing or is going to be like a key person on your team this summer? There's going to be a point in the summer where your manager is going to ask you, hey, can you run the 10 a.m.? And unfortunately, the last 2 years, we've kind of gotten away from being like, the 10 a.m. ain't for me. If they ask you to run that 10 a.m. and teach, you say yes, and you take that shit with honor. Because the reason I became half the teacher I am today is because Ben would ask me to run those 10 a.m.s. And if I can't teach, I can't help Jaden Smith get a golden door. I can't help Camden Smith go out this summer and sell $1 million. And so again, when you get asked to run that 10 a.m., oh, well, I'm not getting the management fee. Fuck that. Take it with honor. You teach that 10 a.m., and you learn how to become a great teacher. It is an honor to run those 10 a.m.s, and especially my guys. Who's going for a golden door this summer? You make it to every 10 a.m. You make it to every single 10 a.m. I promise. If you keep practicing and you keep staying after it, you will literally hit your goals, and it comes down to the 10 a.m.s and the 11 a.m.s. And also another thing, too, is after those long days out on the doors, I would even seek extra practice. Back then, we worked with Calvin Escobedo, and he would run nightly trainings. And I would go over there and ask him questions. How do I do Terminex switchovers? How do I do DIY? I keep getting the spouse objection. And we would practice and we would role play, so that way my skills kept getting sharper and sharper and sharper. I was putting in the inputs. Does that make sense, everyone? And then you master it. And this is where I got back home from the 2019 summer, and Ben had me train probably 5 or 6 people a week. And I was always like, yeah, I'll help Ben out because I love him to death and he's my coach and I'll do anything for him. But why am I doing so much teaching? Why am I doing so much training? The best way to learn something, in my humble opinion, over these last 7 years is to teach it. Because then you're teaching it the right way, you're not getting into bad habits, and you're making sure the water gets to the end of the row. And so for a little facts for y'all, because Ben's helping me explain more of the why, that first week in 2020, we had done so many role plays and I had taught so many people how to sell that second week is when I went out and sold 126 accounts. And I hate that we have to do this in summer sales, but until you sell 126 in a week, we're all ears. Okay? I'll say it one more time. Until you sell 126 in a week, we're all ears. And so again, when you get asked to run the 10 a.m., if you're helping support a team this summer, you do it with honor. If you're starting to sell 10, 40 in a week, 50 in a week, continue to role play, continue to master it, so that way you get better and better and better. The reason why I love Michael Jordan is if you look at the phases of his career, he goes from a high flyer, he's driving, he's crushing the lane, dunking on everyone, to by the end of his career, it's a lot of turnaround fadeaways, and he's mastering the jump shot. You were always putting in the inputs, and you were always mastering the skill. Wrong way. So now it's time to learn from your leaders. Who loves their leader? Raise your hand. I want to hear from 3 people. Do we have the mics ready? Okay, I want to hear from 3 people. Share who your leader is, and then share why you love them. Let's go right here, red flannel. Bennett Hayren. Bennett gets shit done. Let's give it up for Bennett, baby. I love it. Tell me your name, brother, right here, red hat. Let's give it over Drew Wood, baby. Love it. I get to work with that guy too. Let's go right here in the front with Cal.
Mr. Zach Kinzel, the GOAT. Dude, I love this man. He's always in the trenches with his boys every single day. I'm with Zach because I wanted to be in the office every day. He was the only one that was in the office every day out of the region I was in. So he's every day in the trenches with all the boys every single day.
Give it up for Kinzel. Okay, now we're going into my next point. We are learning from your leaders, and it's progress. Unfortunately, learn from my lessons. I was talking to Seeger and Dylan, and a lot of times my trainings are switchovers, RTACs, mindset, consistency, goals, Fab Five. And this one, Ben wants me to, figuratively speaking, let my hair down a little bit. We'll share some stories. And so after 2020, I sold 1,728 accounts. Me and Drew were the first ones ever to sell $1 million in pest control revenue. Thank you. But I got cocky. I was Allen Iverson. What did I need to know? What did I have left to learn? I'm going to go out to Milwaukee. I got the AP Merit Badge on my mission. I was a top analyst at Goldman Sachs. I had ran a minor at BYU. I can go run one of these summer sales things. I got 15, 16 of my friends. I can teach. I know I can do it. I didn't meet with Josh about cutting area. I didn't meet with Ben about running morning meetings. I didn't meet with some of the greats on how to run a team. I stopped learning. I stopped practicing, and I stopped mastering it. I got really cocky. I went to Milwaukee, and I got humbled. This is me and Drew right here after that 2020 summer. And literally since that moment, that 2022 summer, and I'll tell you a story in 2021, but in 2022, that summer, I went out with, I think, 20, 25, and Drew went out with 170. That's the difference of continuing to learn and not getting cocky. And that's why I have so much respect and love for Drew, is because he has every reason in the world to be cocky and to be look at me, but he is so humble and he's so teachable, and he has gotten just about everything he can from Ben, and I had that same chance. I actually had a one-up on Drew because Ben was never Drew's coach directly. I was in 2 summers with Ben, Philly in 2019 and 2020, and look at the difference. It sucks to say, and it's humbling, it's sobering, but learn from my bad example. So if you go out and do the Golden Door, you're not too cool for school. You help that rookie go for his goal. If you come out and you run a master class, some new kid that's going to run a team for the first time, you help him with how to run effective morning meetings. You teach them how to have hard conversations with reps that are struggling. That's what this company is about. So we're going to talk about my first wood chipping experience, okay? So we're going to do a little, there's 3 of these in my PowerPoint presentation, and each time we're going to go wood, and you guys are going to say chipper. So when I say wood, you say chipper. We're going to do that. And then Ben has this phrase for corporate where he says, hey, corporate eats shit with their pinkies up. And so if you have the pleasure, I'm not saying seek it out, but if you get to go through the wood chipper, those pinkies are up. Kind of like Tuss Up with the Mammoth game. Who went last night? We're going to throw those pinkies up, and we're going to eat shit with class. So when I say wood, you guys are going to say chipper, and then after that, we're going to hit the pinkies up. Okay, ready? Wood. Chipper. Wood. Chipper. Pinkies up. I love it. So we're in 2021. I am getting just absolutely waxed. I'm out there with one of my reps, Hunter Lodwick. Ben and Josh come out to visit us for an entire week because we're struggling. Reps aren't selling very well. Me, myself, I'm not selling very well. And I think one night we went out to dinner or something like that. We're back in the hotel lobby and we're talking, and me and Hunter are kind of just jabbing back and forth, kind of teasing Ben, and we're saying some just silly things. And Ben literally stands up, and I'm like, because keep in mind, I was Ben's kind of golden boy. I was like, he had taught me everything. I was crushing, and then all of a sudden I'm having this humbling fact. And so we're in this Milwaukee lobby, and Ben stands up and just basically just lays into me. Just gives me the business, yelling at me. My whole team is in the lobby. I'm red as a strawberry, redder than my hair. Literally, this lady walks by in the lobby and is like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." And so I just get absolutely roasted. And I have 2 options. And remember how I framed this. I can throw both middle fingers up and be like, fuck this. I'm going to go do it my way. We'll see what happens. I got this. I've done this before. Or I can trust the ramp. I can continue to work hard and have hope. And I can take massive action afterwards. And so I, of course, chose the latter, but in the process being vulnerable with you all, I was embarrassed. I got back that summer in September of 2021, and I was ashamed to come into the office. It was hard to look at Seeger. It was hard to look at Ben. It was hard to look at Easton in the eyes. It was hard to want to talk with John. It was embarrassing because I went from 1,700 plus accounts, wanting to lead the company. This was our first full year of Grit Marketing, and they counted on me, and I went out and wet the bed. It was tough. And again, I had that option. Do I quit? Do I give up? Do I slowly fade out, go to law school? Do I move on? Do I say, hey, it was cool, I did that bug spray thing for 2 years, and then I just put a bow on it and I'm out? Or do I make massive action? Do I trust the ramp? Do I continue to grow and get back to my normal form? And again, I put this up here on purpose, but look at this. I went from 1,728 accounts in 5 months to 50% worse. What would you all do? What would you think? How would you bounce back? How would you make it happen? And so I have this quote up here. This is George Steinbrenner. He was the owner of the Yankees for many, many years, and he's talking about Derek Jeter. And so Derek Jeter says, I was 18. Suddenly here he is, meaning George Steinbrenner, walking toward me, addressing me by name and said, we expect big things from you. I'll always remember that. And the reason why I share this quote is in 2019, when we were about halfway through the summer, Ben in front of our whole team said, Cody Olive can be one of the best of all time. And I believed him. And by 2 years, I got it done. And then in my 3rd year, I let him down. And that sucked. Because if you know anything about me, my standards and my word and my reputation mean everything about me. That's what I stand for. Because at the end of the day, guys, that's all we have. All you have is your word and your reputation. And that was so just mortifying for me. And so I have this picture up here. This is Ben. That's my wife. That's my cousin Brandon. It's Ben. This is Milwaukee. For those of you that don't know, that's Joe Torre. That's Steinbrenner. And that's Jeter. And so figuratively, I'm Jeter, Joe Torre is Easton, and George Steinbrenner is Ben. So Ben and Easton, can you come to the stage real quick? So I'm going to ask Ben and Easton 2 questions. I'm going to ask them, 1, why were you so honest with me always? And then 2, why is it so important to give feedback and take massive action afterwards? I'm going to give it to Joe Torre, and then I'll give it to Steinbrenner.
If you're massively enjoying this training, make some noise. This guy's not all bad. I think in leadership, we can often tell ourselves these stories that not being direct or honest or forward with your people is actually what's best for them. I was always confident that Cody and I's relationship was strong enough to weather any piece of feedback, any wood chipping, any type of correction that needed to happen. 1, I know that Cody's capable and could handle the feedback, and 2, I trust that our relationship is real enough where we could talk through any problem under the sun, and it's led us good places. Love you.
I would double down on what Easton said. But what I think is the most important in leader and a follower or a coach and a player dynamic is there's never been a doubt in Cody's mind how I've viewed him. And when your people know that you view them in that way and you deeply love them, are they going to understand when you come down hard on them because they know you have the best intentions in the world? And so if you want to be able to help people be great and push them to the highest level, the very first thing they need to know for sure is how you view them and how you care about them. And if you do that, then you can push them to the absolute limit. And every single time I've done that for Cody, every single time, within a week or a month or 3 months or a year, he comes back to me and he says, Ben, thank you for doing that for me. I am now doing the same thing for my people. And that's what it's all about.
So I want us a little introspective because, again, with my trainings, guys, We're going to laugh, we're going to cry, going to tell probably a couple inappropriate jokes, but I also want you to take something away. So if everyone can take out their phones real quick. Put your phone on airplane mode, turn off the Wi-Fi, open up a Google Keep Note or an Apple Note, whatever you use, and write down, if you were me, what would you do? How would you bounce back? How would you rally back? What would be your first things? We're going to take 30 seconds and then screenshot that and add that to your Grit 2026 photo album. If you haven't made one of those yet, make a photo album, call it Grit 2026. This will save your manager, your coach a lot of time. So when you ask, when do the back ends get paid out? What are the minimums? Add these things all to that folder. But going back to this, there's going to be a point in the summer, in June, July, August, where you're going to experience a moment like I did, and you have those two options. Do I trust my coach? Do I trust the ramp? Do I make massive action? Do I keep going? Or do I fold? So we're going to be quiet for 20 seconds, and then screenshot that and put that in your Grit 2026 photo album. Okay, if you haven't finished up, finish up. We're rocking on the next slide. Point number 3 of my 5, unwavering consistency. This is probably one of the most slept on things in this whole industry, especially in your whole life, is you have to be consistent. And especially if you train and lead reps, they have to feel consistency in you. And so when I go roll into 2022 with Omaha and Kevin Glenn and these guys, they have to feel consistency and belief in me. And this is where you also have the humility, and this is where Seeger and Drew and these guys are such good examples, because before that 2022 summer, I went to Skylar Griffin because he had just put on a master class in Portland and sold over 1,000 accounts, and he had dominated switchovers. And that's something in my skills and my inputs in mastering my craft that I needed to work on. And keep in mind, like in 2019, I beat Skylar. 2020, I waxed Skylar. But it doesn't matter, because you want to learn and you always want to get better, and you always have something to learn from somebody. And so me and Hunter would literally drill Skylar. Well, what about this? What about national switchovers? What about door-to-door switchovers? And we had that crispy, so that way by the time we got to Omaha, hold on guys. So that way by the time we got to Omaha, there's my Joe Torre. Give it up for Easton, baby. Give it up for Easton. I was ready to show up because, again, you have two options. Do I show up and do I trust the ramp and do I make massive action with my pinkies up? Or do I fold and I have my tail between my leg and I don't fulfill my real potential? And that sucks. And your leaders here at the Grit are not going to let you do that. And me and myself, Sarge, is not going to let you do that. Because if you have grit on your chest, you win or you win. Yes or yes? If you work at the Grit, you win or you win, okay? As my cool boys say, seawall and swish, heard or heard? Fuck yeah, okay? So you show up for summer of 2022, and I got back to $1 million form. I sold 1,000 accounts, I did $1 million, but within that though, in September of 2022, I never gave up hope because we switched from Omaha to New Jersey, and I had about 300K left to hit that $1 million mark. John Taylor, my boy, shout out, I love you. John was like, no way he gets it done. I'm like, let me show you. And so we literally get out to New Jersey, and I keep shouting out Kinzel because he was there, and we were working together a lot, hitting our goals. And I never, ever lost hope. I just knew I was going to do it. I wasn't caught up in 10 a day, 60 a week, I want 30 by Friday. I just showed up day in and day out with my inputs, mastering my craft, and especially showing up for my people. And I was able to go out and hit that $1 million form. I get back in the fall of 2022, and we start to meet our boy Zach Franklin, and we recruit all these guys from a smaller pest control company called Landlock. And we go out to summer of 2023 in New Jersey, and I did it again. I sold 1,000 accounts, and I did $1 million again. Because you show up for your people. There is always a way to bounce back. There's always a way to get better. And that summer especially, That's when I started to train and lead more out-of-state people, because we were primarily a lot of people from Utah, Idaho, Arizona. We had a wild squad in 2023, but we started to ramp, and we started to learn how to widen your skill base of how to train and how to teach. Because if I didn't have that unwavering consistency, I don't know if Zach Franklin and his former friend Paul Seidler slide in my DMs and we start working together. But after 2023, I felt like I belonged. Instead of feeling embarrassed, and instead of giving Ben like, hey man, it's like big dap up, big hug, like, I'm here. I'm a part of this again. I feel welcomed. I can make this happen. I know that after I go through the wood chipper, I can make those big changes. So, we're gonna go into 2024 now. This is our Houston summer. But before we go into it, again, going back to your notes, and I'm actually gonna take 3 questions here. How do you handle feedback? And be honest with yourself. Because if your coach is good, they're gonna give you feedback. And again, it's those 2 options. Do I handle it with stride, or do I say, hey, forget it. I don't know if I'm gonna take that, or I'm just gonna kinda do my own thing. So I want 3 people. How do I handle feedback? And then most importantly, what do I do after? So if we can get the mics ready, let's see hands and just real succinctly. And then tell me your name, because again, I want to get everyone's names down, guys. Right over here, you raise your hand first. Just nice and loud. Just stand up and just yell. Oh, Ivy's got you.
I think the biggest way that I personally handle obviously like feedback is one, just personally switching from the grit, having like a leader like Zach. He was like very big on like being personable. So, you know, him approaching me on like a bad day or a good day, just being super straightforward. I used to take it in a way where it was like, you know, people were like talking down, or anyone, right? Anybody that gives you like feedback. I always viewed it in like a negative way, but Zach gave me the perspective of the way he was talking to me, you know, leader first, friend second, to where now that I'm able to handle feedback, whatever he's given me that I need to work on, I can actually apply it and then obviously see the progression in the future. So,
give it up. This guy's gonna have a massive summer. Okay, 2 more. Let's go right here in the middle next to Kaimani. Wait for the mic. Say your name and then how you handle feedback.
I'm Zach. How I keyword try to handle feedback is just by taking accountability for my own actions and see how I can pivot towards the right direction that my managers point me in.
I love it, dude. Round of applause for our guy. Okay, let's take one more. Let's go over here on the left side, IAV for easiness. Let's go Camden. Nice and loud, my man. He's going for $1 million this summer. Give it up for Camden Smith, baby.
I'd say biggest thing is just humility. So what you touched on earlier, just making sure that everything we soak up is from a standpoint of we need to get better, and this is the information we need to use to get better. And then harken on what Ben said as well too. Go ahead and understand that the feedback is coming from a place of love. So especially if it's a leader that you look up to and they're telling you something important, you have to listen because they want you to be better. They don't want to just put you down and make you feel like crap.
Let's give it up for Camden. Love that. Love you. Okay, so now in my career, I've had one good wood chipping experience. I took massive action, 22, 23, 1,000 accounts million, 1,000 accounts million. Now we're going into the spring block in 2024. I was determined to be the best teacher ever, because if now I'm gonna run this big region, 100, 200, 400 reps, I have to be able to replicate myself. Like, it's cool to be like AI and drop 30, drop 40, step over Tyronn Lue, but it's like, I'd much rather be Kobe Bryant and win 5 rings and bring everyone up with me. You know what I'm saying? And so I was determined to be the best teacher. And literally, I worked with this kid out there named Luke Laufenberg. And he was 300K, 400K. He wasn't a Golden Door rep, and I could have been like, what do you know? But he had taught so many people, and he was on Drew's 2022 team, and that team had massive success. And I was like, you know what? Luke's out of state. I did so-so with Zach Franklin's guys in 2023. I need to expand my teaching bag, and so I'm going to listen to him. And that's where we were born with the yes question, what the bugs do, what we do, and the benefit. Or now it's yes question, create need, meet need, the why. And we taught that over and over and over again, so that way people had it down short, sweet, and simple, but they could be themselves. I wasn't in 2021 being like, okay, stare them in the face 9 times in RTAC, because people aren't as bold as me. That's where if you can teach principles, people can be themselves, and they're more likely to get the job done, which is getting more sales, which is being happier and seeing more success. And so we cruise through it. We literally go out to Houston. We kind of have a slower start. And keep in mind, a lot of people forget, but in 2021, I went to Houston for a month before Milwaukee heated up, and I sold for Romney Pest Control. And Houston did not go very well for me. I was nervous. I was a little bit afraid. I didn't know how it was going to go, and we had a slow start out there. But again, like what Ben and Easton just said up here, you have to have a good feedback loop, and especially you have to know and believe that if that leader is taking the time or that coach is taking the time to tell you something, it's because they love you. They're not just saying something to say something. I always view it as, hey, if Ben takes the time to pull me aside, if John takes me the time to pull me aside and give me a little bit of feedback, I'm honestly flattered because that means that he loves me and he cares about me and he wants me to see me get better. Does that make sense, everyone? Let's see some head nods, okay? And we're doing it super cheap. Just kidding. We don't say that here, okay? Now we go to June of 2024. Here's our second moment, okay? We ready? When I say wood, you say chipper. Ready? Wood. Wood. Pinkies up. So it's June 2024. We're in Houston, okay? We had gone through 2 hurricanes that summer, and because of the hurricanes, FEMA, big national organization that will give money to homeowners that experience damages from hurricanes, some of these families were staying at our hotel. They were kind of middle, lower class, so unfortunately sometimes these families take advantage of that and they invite their cousins, their grandmas, the whole family ends up staying at the hotel. And there was this one family where this kid, he was like 20, 21, he kept getting into people's stuff, and I had a lot of kids from inner city Atlanta, and they'd packed up most of their life to come out and sell with us in Houston in 2024, and a lot of them had a lot of nice Jordans, a lot of expensive shoes and things like that. And after about the second or third time of their cars getting broken into, they figured out it was this kid. And so instead of talking to me, I should have been more available. Instead of calling the police, they took matters into their own hands. These 3, it was my rep and then 2 of his buddies, which were technicians, they jumped this kid and beat the crap out of him. Happened in the hotel, happened outside the hotel, all on camera, really bad. And those of you that know Chelsea Dawson, she absolutely crushes her job, and she cares so much about the grit in our opinion. And so Chelsea's on the phone with the head of the hotel chain that owns this hotel. The managers are ready to kick us out. I have, probably 50 plus people in this hotel, just an absolute dumpster fire. And I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna rally, we're gonna get this together. Like, what can we do? And so literally Chelsea, John, Ben, Garth, Drew, and Easton get on this call with me, and I'm thinking it's more gonna be like, okay, this happened, let's figure it out, let's say our sorries and make sure we can stay at this hotel. Ben proceeds to tee off on me again and being like, this is your responsibility, why weren't you watching, why weren't you in the weeds, these guys are under your watch, why aren't you more aware, how do you let this happen? And me, I'm a little bit stubborn, like Ben was saying up at Timber Moose, and I'm like, Ben, what the hell do you want me to do? And I pipe off, and if you're in one of these wood chipping meetings, sometimes you just need to take your wounds and lick them. And Ben is literally like, you can just see Ben, like this vein gets going in his forehead. He's starting to shake, and he's just like, Cody, I am fucking irate, just yelling at me. And then literally my boy Dylan, D-Have, he's in the office next door, and he's texting me like, Sarge, you good, dog? I hear this, you good? And then Ben literally stands up and is just like, a couple more things and ends up walking out. And like, I just get, pardon my French, I just get ass blasted. I was just, oh my gosh. I'm like, well, how am I going to go sell today? There's only so many tornadoes I can have, but I mean, how am I going to rally this one back? You know what I mean? Like, oh, Ivy, I got my blue bang. I love this. I can get my blue bang with my straw. 1 second. Oh, that's so good. I can get my blue bang with my straw, but how am I going to bounce back after I just got roasted? Oh. And so, again, going throughout the whole theme of this presentation, am I going to trust the ramp? Am I going to continue to work hard with hope? Am I going to take massive action? And so we go back after that, and I get with Nate, I get with Devin, I get with Jaden, I get with all my core leaders, and it's like, we're going to figure this out. We are going to teach an absolute master class. We are going to work absolutely hard. We are going to control the narratives. We're not going to believe in any of this Houston's competitive, it's super knocked, X, Y, or Z. And we went out and executed. Mark, we okay? And so on that team, and I'll show this little video, we would spend probably in May, in June, and honestly a little bit of July, we would literally take one day out of the week and we would do a pitch pass off. And keep in mind, at the peak of that summer, we had 77 reps out there. And we would one by one have people go out and pitch pass off. This week we're doing the switchovers. This week we're doing no company pitch. This week I want you to go 10 R-tags. This week I want you to practice going yard. And we literally had everyone selling, from the rookies to the vets to the pros. And that summer we went out and did 6 golden doors on one team. Give it up for that, baby. And so our region was booming. Who's ever seen the movie The Wolf of Wall Street? Watch this.
Remember, this is not just a story. This is our future.
So imagine The Wolf of Wall Street, but at the end, no one gets arrested at Benihana's. Give it up for that, baby. Jaden Smith over here. Give it up for Jaden. 3-time Golden Door Award winner, baby. Ryan Winfrey, I know you're out here somewhere. 2-time Golden Door Award winner. And we put on an absolute master class, guys, because again, you trust the ramp. You work hard with hope, and you take massive action after you get your feedback. There are so many times where I could have gone and been like, you know what? Especially after 2024. Like, I had been, what was that? That was my 6th summer. I could have started my own pest control company. I could have finished it out and rode off into the sunset. I had already made a couple $1 million. But I trust my coach. I trust this company. And I know that I have so much more to give. And so I was not going to give up. And so we're booming. We're cruising. We're having a good time. And now I want to talk about resilience and accountability. And this training is more unique for me because, like I talked about, it's a lot of the times I'm always training on skill-based things because I believe I'm a pretty good teacher. And we're trying to help the whole company. But this one is a little bit more personal. And so, I'm going to try my best to keep it together. But, like, a lot of this stuff, it cuts deep. After that 2024 summer, I moved Alexa, my wife, and us to Georgia. My in-laws are from Springville. We're moving to clear across the other country. My parents are a little bit older. Alexa's pregnant. We're so far away from family. But the region was booming, and we wanted to take this big, and we wanted to run a huge out-of-state program out of Atlanta. We have my son May 29th on a Thursday. He goes to the NICU. He swallowed a little bit of water as he was coming out for delivery, and he had to go to the NICU. Luckily, he was okay. But that Monday, June 2nd of 2025, me, my wife, and my mother-in-law, she was staying with us for 2 weeks while we were getting ready to have Walker. I get a call from Drew Hansen, and keep in mind, this is like 9:30 in the morning, and we're going to leave in like 20, 30 minutes to go pick up my son, and I'm so excited to bring my first son home. We had bought this big, beautiful home in Georgia. For the first time, I felt like security, and it's like, you know what? This is going to be 5 to 10 years. I'm not going to have to live out of a hotel for 4 or 5 months. Bless my wife, bless the spouses that do that. We can have this home base. I work with amazing people like Nate and Chris and Zach Franklin and Kevin Glenn and Jaden and Devin. And it's like we are starting to arrive. But remember, you never fully arrive. And so Drew Hansen calls me and he says, Cody, I'm at the morning meeting here in Tampa. Chris Diefenbach and 18 of his guys are in a car to Washington, D.C., headed to Active. I had just put on an absolute masterclass in Houston, and Chris was one of my very closest friends, and I had taught him just about everything I knew. And the day I bring home my son, Chris and all those guys are recruited by the good old Great Elbow, and they're headed out to Active in D.C. Again, I have 2 options, but this is more personal. I'm a husband. I just moved my wife across the country. I'm now a dad. I got to provide for my son. I look at my son Walker. And all I want to do is provide a good life for him. That's all I want to do. I want to buy the Angels and all these crazy goals, but all I want to do is make sure Alexa's happy and my kids, especially Walker, have a good life and have whatever they want. And within a 10-minute phone call, it was all turned upside down. So, again, what do? How do you respond? Especially a life wood chipper. Forget it? Move on? Or do you bounce back and you work hard, and you have hope, and you take massive action? And so, what? And so in July of 2025, are we ready for number 3? Remember, when I say wood, you say chipper. Wood. Chipper. Wood. Pinkies up. A little bit higher. Everyone, pinkies up. A little bit higher. There we go. So I come back to Utah in July of 2025, and keep in mind, all these thoughts are going through my head. I had moved out to Atlanta for these guys. I now have this mortgage and this big house out there, and it's all gone. Like, what am I doing? And so I come back with all these complaints. I'm ready to blame. I'm pissed off and all these things. And this time we go to the fancier wood chipper. This is Ben's office in the back. A little bit nicer, comfier chairs, even better snacks. No, I'm just kidding. But we go into the wood chipper, and Ben is, he sits with his legs crossed. He has that huge notepad. This guy thinks he's Van Gogh or something. No, I'm just kidding. But Ben is like, so what else? What do you think? Yep. And he's getting, just basically letting me kind of go and share all these things. And I'm like, am I giving him the feedback? Like, he's my coach. Like, what's going to happen here with this dynamic? And frankly, Ben, because again, I can take it, guys. And I hope this is crystal clear. I'm not asking you to go out and seek the wood chipper. You're not going to be like, all right, Preston Strickland, take me to the wood chipper. All right, Drew Wood, take me out back. Wood chip me. All right, Z Frank, it's time to wood chip. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying when you experience these moments, be ready to have a good feedback loop, be ready to learn, be ready to take massive action. And me, like, I can handle it. I got tough love my entire life, and so Ben knows how to teach people, not lessons. Shout out PMG. And so when Ben says these things to me, don't think, oh, Ben's kind of harsh. Like, no, like, I can handle it, and that's how I respond. So I want to make sure that's abundantly clear, because Ben's the best leader I've ever had in my life. And so Ben literally, after hearing it all, digesting it all, literally looks at me and goes, Cody, you're being a bitch. Mic drop. I'm like, wasn't ready for that. So it's like, all right, okay. Easton then goes, tees off on me, and Easton says, Cody, you're being a team leader. Who here knows at Aptive? TL1? I don't want to be a team leader. So I'm like, okay, here's my Joe Torre and my Steinbrenner giving it to me real. Okay, I guess it's time. I'm going to work hard and have hope. I'm going to take massive action. I'm going to take accountability. I'm going to be resilient. And our boys over here, Dave, Riley, and Donnie, stand up for me. These three, especially Dave, give it up for them. You guys can sit down. Dave and I met with Ben after the 2021 summer, and I have an iPhone reminder with about 10 or 11 people's names on it, and it goes off every 3 weeks, and Dave was one of those names, and I just check in with him. Hey, how's it going? Are you open to meeting? Hey, where are we at? How's the summer? And literally around that time in about, I think, August, my reminder goes off, and I text Dave, how's the summer been? How's it looking? And Dave actually responds back, and he's like, I'm actually open to kind of seeing what you're about. And so long story short, I went out to Corpus Christi, Texas, because again, we take massive action, and our Utah team was struggling a little bit that summer. So me, Z Frank, Colby, and these guys, we go out to Corpus Christi, had a great time, Fox, amazing experience. And that's when I text Dave, and we get Dave out there, and he knocks with me for a whole week. We have a great time. Not only are we selling well and seeing success, but it's an absolute vibe, and he's going to be probably one of my closest friends after 5-10 years of doing this. Just an absolute vibe. You know when you start working with someone, you're just like, yeah, like he's a homie. Like this is going to make a ton of sense. And it just like totally hit it off. We come back to Utah, and in the front part, the non-wood chipper part, again, that's where we got the deal done, and now these guys are working with us. Big round of applause again. And this is where I want to take a second, and I've never articulately expressed this to Riley, Dave, and Donnie, but it's like, you saved my 2025, so thank you guys, because then that gave me the hope to go into Reno, because then Ryan Jenkins and Drew Wood, and Ryan Jenkins has been a dear friend of mine since 2021 days, we go out to Reno to help all these guys finish their goals, and this is me and Walker. Walker's 4 months old. I pack up everything from Georgia, we go live in a hotel. Bless my sweet wife. We literally lived in a hotel. She's postpartum. He's 4 months. Sleep schedules, the whole thing. If you're a dad, you know how important the sleep schedules are. And it's tough. But it's, you know what? Every night with the help of Chase Knighton, our fabulous medics, we put on a master class from the area strategy to the teaching to the knocking. And again, we had another team with 6 golden doors. So round of applause for that. And now here we are again. This is Christmas. The region is booming. And now I'm in a position with people I love to go out and do 30 million as a region. Dave and Tyler are going to put on a master class in Grand Rapids. Dallin Peterson's going to do 1.6 million. Andrew Wood's going to hit a regional. Logan A. Wright's going to do $1 million. Janky's going to do the Golden Door again. Kevin Glenn is going to go put on a master class out in Cleveland. And the list goes on and on and on. But again, remember those 3 points. When you have those wood chipper moments, you have to work hard with hope. You have to trust the ramp. And you especially have to take massive action. Because again, I don't think anything cut more deep in my life, except for maybe the loss of my little brother, where I'm literally 20 minutes away from going to the hospital to pick up my firstborn child, and the whole reason I moved to Atlanta was in a car up to DC, and I was no longer going to get to work with them. But I trust my coach. I love my players. I love this company, and we will always press forward. I skipped this slide at the start, but my objective of this whole presentation was, no matter your walk of life, find comfort and hope in my stories. Find your refining process and continue to ramp while never giving up hope. You guys see the 6 golden doors and the nickname Sarge and all this stuff, but I'm just like you guys. I'm just a regular ass dude. And I just showed up, and I continue to work hard, and I continue to have hope. And so I love this quote, and I'm going to get after it after these commitments, but these are the 3 commitments I have for you all. I want you all to take back out your phones, Google Keep, Apple Notes, whatever you use. Find your 5 principles that you're going to use to ramp throughout your career. And as I keep talking, write those down. Work hard with the hope that will happen, and dream big and bring others along with you. This is Devin and Alex Smith. We were just at their wedding in Tulum, and it was absolutely one of the craziest wedding experiences I've ever been to. We were in this beautiful villa out in the middle of Tulum. Jaden Smith and his wife was there. Z Frank was there. His cousins Riker and Clay were there. And Devin paid for it all for us all to be there. Devin probably dropped 40, 50, 60 bands on that wedding alone, and we all got to be able to partake in his wedding. And that's the power of it, because it's cool I got those 6 golden doors, but again, do you want to be AI stepping over Tyronn Lue, or do you want to be Kobe Bryant with 5 rings and a legacy? And I hope that I have at least another 100, 200 more Devin Smiths, because that's one of the coolest things in my life. Sitting there with dinner with Z Frank and his girlfriend Lily, sitting there with Alex's mom and dad and her younger sister, and feeling like I had a tiny bit of that success. And that's what happens when you continue to trust the ramp, you continue to work hard, you have your principles, and you take massive action. And so here's that quote I was talking about. My favorite artist of all time is Kid Cudi, Mr. Rager. And if you go listen to all my landing pads or any podcast I've ever done, this is always my song, because I am Mr. Rager. I always put myself in those shoes. It says, hey, Mr. Rager, tell me where you're going. Tell us where you're headed. I'm off on the adventure. Mr. Rager, tell me some of your stories. Tell us of your travels. hey, Mr. Rager, tell me where you're going. Tell us where you're headed. I'm on my way to heaven. Mr. Rager, can we tag along? Can we take the journey? So let me tell you about my journey, and I share this in confidence with you all. I've not only been through the wood chipper because of a fantastic coach like Ben and Easton, but also in life. I was 13. My little brother was a type 1 diabetic. There wasn't much research about that. And I had to watch my mom figure out how to do his Humulus, his Antilog, basically his insulin levels. And there would be mornings where his blood sugar would be so high, he'd be throwing up. Or his blood sugar would be so low, he wouldn't even know who my mom and dad and I were. Or let me tell you about when I'm 18. My parents had taken care of my mom's dad for about 2 years, in and out of the hospital, and he was on life support. And they call me and go, what do you want to do? Do we keep fighting or do we pull the plug? Or let me tell you about when we're 21, and I wore this Yankees hat on purpose. Don't worry, I'm not a Yankees fan, I'm an Angels fan. But I wore this Yankee hat on purpose because the summer of 2014, we got to go to New York on a family trip, and everyone got to pick what they wanted to do. My mom wanted to see a Broadway show. My dad wanted to go to Central Park. My little brother wanted a fresh slice of New York pizza, and I wanted to go to the Yankees game. And the reason why I did Jeter and Steinbrenner is that was his last season, Jeter's last season in 2014, and I got to see him for the last time. And unfortunately, I'm not sharing this to say pity me or poor me or look at me, but that's the last time I saw my little brother, because in September he passed away. And so when I wear this hat, it's special. Because it makes me think of him, and it makes me think, you can keep going. You can make massive adjustment. You can make it happen. Or when I'm 24, my parents and I weren't very close after my brother passed away, and I wanted to go serve a 2-year LDS mission. And my mom told me, you're running away from your problems. You want to go talk about some blue book because you're afraid to face your problems. And then on top of that, I was screwing around too much, and so then I had to wait a whole year to go on my mission. And so then my mom is like, you just left a great career at Goldman Sachs to then now sit for a year. Or let me tell you when I'm 26, and I could have gone and gotten a great job with my former mentor at Goldman Sachs, but Josh Nielsen and Ben recruited me to do this pest control thing. And it's the middle of June, and I had just sold 7 accounts in a week, barely had made much money. My parents said, tough luck, and I'm staring at this goal board with 850 accounts, thinking, how in the hell am I going to get there? And so when I tell you these things, it's not that's a Sarge thing or a Seeger thing or a Brock thing. I'm you guys. I'm you guys. I am nothing special. I just chose to continue to work hard with hope, trust the ramp, and take massive action. And so to pull it back a little bit, y'all are going to laugh. Take out your phones. That's me. Take a photo with me. Everyone take out your phones. I'll give you the big thumbs up. If this doughboy bozo can be where I'm at today, you all can ramp, we can all hit 150 million, and we can all have our best summer ever. I love you all, and thank you so much.
How about that? Okay, before I introduce this next guy, I want to say one thing about what Cody said. Guys, when you see people and you see Cody or you see Drew or you see all these people that I know people view as extremely successful because they are, or warriors because they are, there's always way more to the story. Because something that I want to share with you all, and something that I value massively about Cody, is your whole entire life, the work that you do. I have a fact to share with all of you. 90% of the work you do in your life, no one will see. I repeat, 90% of the work you do in your life, no one will see. And so if you don't take massive pride in your work and if you don't take massive pride in who you are, then you will never become that. Because no one's watching, only you. And the thing that I respect about Cody, and the thing that Cody's known for, is his standards and who he is as a man. And so something I would just encourage all of you, right, is, hey, take pride in what you do. Take pride in who you are, and take pride in how you work. Let's give it up for Cody one more time. Okay, let me introduce this next guy, and I have a super specific story about our relationship, and I'm already feeling emotional. Our next speaker is Brock Grieve, and like I'm saying, there's always more to the story than you think. And I want to tell you about a conversation that I had with Brock. So we start Grit Marketing after our previous company, couldn't handle our production. And we were inexperienced, we didn't know what we were doing, and we create this group, which is essentially the people who were managing teams the year previously, and we call them senior partners. And so, number one, I have this conversation with Brock, and we're like, hey, we want you to be a senior partner. And it's more casual, we're not talking as much, but I want to give this for context. So it's our first senior partner meeting, and Brock has no guys, and we've invited him to be a senior partner, and we're having our first senior partner meeting. Guess who's 15 minutes late? Brock. And at the time, I'm not as, being on time, yes, that's important to me, not as important as some. Being on time to John is very important. And so we're sitting at this table, and he says, we're just gonna wait until everyone's here. And Brock was 15 minutes late. He walks in, and outside of some of my conversations with Cody in the wood chipper, this was probably the biggest smackdown in Grit Marketing history. Dead ass. And John is like, hey, how are we ever supposed to run the type of company that we're going to if you guys can't be on time? And he's looking at Brock, and Brock has no guys, and we've asked him to be a senior partner. And so what Brock's feeling from me and John and Garth, right, is like probably not the best feelings. But this is where I want to talk about what it looks like to step up. And I also want to talk about what it means when you can believe in someone deeply. I believe in this guy, Brock Grieve. Crazy. So we're sitting down. It's just me and Brock. We're both intense guys. And he's like, Ben, he's like, I don't know how you're making me a senior partner. I don't get it. I don't have any guys. And he's pissed. And I'm like, Brock, I don't fucking care. I care about you. I know you're a leader, and we're going to step up, and we're going to get you guys. And you're going to run it up in this business. Because I view you that way, and that's who we are. Then that year, Brock went and sold 1,000 accounts and built a downline. The next year, he ramped and ramped and ramped and ramped. And then how much did you do last year? $23 million. Zero guys. Zero guys. Zero guys. Not 18, not 19, not 20. Zero guys. 24, 25, nothing. Nothing. Guys, stepping up for yourself in life and being a leader means something. And I'll tell you what, you guys are about to learn massive, not how to sell, how to lead, and how to win, and how to be a man, and how to step up. And that's what we're about at this company. Let's give it up for Brock Grieve.
Good setup. Let's just do that more. This whole like Ben glazing my ass. Let's just do that more. 10 more minutes of that. Let's see. Where's the clicker at? Cody was damn ugly. Damn hot now though. Okay. Do some inventory right now. How are you feeling? Put on your sunglasses if you need. I told them this was going to be too bright. They were like, nah, it's fine. So it's going to be this the whole time. You'll adjust. It's so fine. Do some inventory. How are you feeling? Are you like a little tired, a little sleepy, fired up? Okay. If not, jiggle it out a little bit, right? Wake up. I want to hear, because I get it, guys. This has been a pretty like content intense conference. Who feels like they've been like drinking out of a fire hose the last 48 hours? Yeah, I mean, me too, dude. So let's like digest a little bit. Think real quick. What were your favorite takeaways? I'm gonna ask for two big things that you're like, okay, this is totally gonna like level me up this year. I want to hear two real quick. Let's go. Handsome man with the middle part and the cross necklace, and then we'll come up here to Miles.
It's all about how you respond. That's it.
Let's
What are you
go.
going to choose?
Let's go. Okay, love it. Pass this to Miles right here.
Trust in the ramp.
Trust in the ramp. Yes. Okay. Okay, think about it, right? Like, okay, has this conference been good? Have you taken a lot away? Guys, the reason that you're taking stuff away and why it's been good is because you have been able to receive it, right? The messages have been phenomenal. But some of you guys are like learning and some of you guys aren't. It's all about, what was your name? Jeremy. It's all about how you respond, okay? So we got a couple hours left of this conference. Let's be like super sharp, okay? Let's do this. I'm one of the best ever. I'm one of the best ever. And I'm going to speak total, absolute truth today. And it's stuff that is not just true, it is the law. It's like gravity, right? Gravity exists, and there's no option. And I'm going to speak truth today. So please lock in. It's going to be interactive. Get your notebooks out. Also, just in general, don't click your pens. Those guys that have been in offices know that I will lose all of my thoughts, and, I don't want to, like, melt down on you guys right now. So don't click your pens, but have your pens out. We're going to do some journaling for this. So for those that don't know, raise your hand if you're new to the grit. Holy cow. Let's give a round of applause for the new members of our family. Okay. We love you guys. This is a company that is led by leaders. This is a leadership-driven company. This is a company of love, which is basically the same thing. For you new guys here, we love you. We're grateful for you. It's going to be a great year. So for those that don't know me, I'm Brock. I'm 29. Been doing this. My first summer was 2018. Sold at GreenX. Came here with Garth and Ben and John. I was with Garth at GreenX and came here. And Ben kind of told you that story. I didn't know. I was 15 minutes late. I had no idea what I was walking into, literally. I was like, oh, whoa, there's not 100 people here? I thought this was a training. And then John is fuming, and I sit down, and I just get roasted. And that's the more context of that story. I'm like, Ben, why was I invited to this, bro? Like, I didn't know this is what, like, I don't feel like I deserved that absolute, yeah, that was crazy. Anyways, super grateful it happened, because that is basically the first moment of everything we're going to talk about today. Title of the training is Driftwood. It'll make sense here in a minute. Where am I supposed to point this? Okay. So, guys, we have one objective today. It is to learn how we can progress. That is our objective. You're going to understand how you can progress, and you're going to get some expectations set of what that progression is going to look like. And there's going to be 3 lessons that I learned in my life of my progression. And I'm going to articulate this to you guys. And what it's going to be is it's going to be a massive tool for you all to go out this summer and execute at an extremely high level. In fact, the highest level that you've ever executed. In fact, way higher than you even think you will. And this is all from my XP, right? Experience is the best teacher. And these are things that my life has taught me, and I know that it's true. So let's give a little bit more backstory. Okay, first lesson. I learned this from my first 1,000 account summer. So 2020, I sold 500 and something odd accounts, and 2021 grit marketing starts. For those that were here, what was the whole mission of like grit marketing 5 years ago? What did we think we were going to be? Anyone remember? I'll just say it. We were like, okay, we're going to go and be the best sales force to ever exist. Okay, that was kind of the mission. And maybe like John, Ben, and Garth had like, they knew that we were going to do the whole mirror thing, but like, at least that was what we're going to go be the best ever. And Golden Door was not really talked about that much. Like, the grit is what made Golden Door cool. And also, we've kind of made it like less cool now. To be totally honest, there were 70 Golden Door Award winners last year. Anyways, back then it was 1,000 accounts. And it was like, okay, that is like, that is the gold standard, is 1,000 homes. And so we started grit marketing. So there was this massive vibe of, there were a lot of people talking about, I'm going to go out and do 1,000 accounts. I was saying it, Skylar was saying it, Parker, Drew, Seeger, Cody, and a few others. And there was like 20 guys that were all talking about how they were going to do 1,000 accounts. And there was like a lot, there was a lot of hype around it. Go back to the archived landing pad episodes. Every landing pad episode, the guest was saying who they think the top 10 is going to be. Everyone is talking about who they think is going to do it. Everyone's saying, hey, I'm going to do 1,000 accounts. We had guys that have never sold, we had rookies saying they were going to do 1,000 accounts. We had guys that have never sold elitely saying they were going to do 1,000 accounts. And it was just, do you guys remember this? Ben, John, Garth, you remember how many people were talking about it in 2021. And then I learned this massive lesson because I was a part of that group. I was like, oh, hell yeah, we're going to go do 1,000 accounts. Sick. Talking like it had already been done, like it was like going to be given to us. Like it's like, oh yeah, we're the grit. We've always been the best at Greenix, so we're going to be the best. And then for some reason, I remember this moment so clearly, and this was the foundation to what actually helped me get there. We were all sitting at our very first office, and there was 5 or 6 of us sitting in a group. John, I think it was the day that you did the 4x4x48 with like prep. I think you guys were there, and this is when this conversation happened. If not, that's at least how I remember it. And someone asked John who he thought was going to do 1,000 accounts. And John had names of people that he thought would, and he also had names of people that he thought wouldn't. And like John is like my idol. I looked up to him a ton. He was extremely elite, and he's also one of the only people to that point who had sold 1,000 accounts. So he kind of had a very valid opinion, right? And this is when this moment hit me really hard. And it helped me realize, oh, wow. actually, there are going to be some people who don't do it. I actually don't remember if John had me in the group of yes or the group of no. I don't remember that at all. But it was this principle that stuck with me, and I literally lost sleep over it. And I went home and I was like, holy cow. There is two groups of people. There's a group of people that will hit this, and there's a group of people who are not going to hit it. And that's when this principle started ringing true to me. And I call it the great and dreadful sifting. The great and dreadful sifting. And I thought about this every day, over and over and over. What type of group am I going to be in? Am I going to be in the group of those that do, or the group of those that don't? Think about sifting, right? Like sifting through the trash to find your keys. Sifting a gold pan, getting rid of all the mud so you can find the gold. Cleaning things, right? Sifting out all the grime so that you can have something clean. That's how my brain is processing these two different types of groups. And so here's some vernacular that you can think about to help put yourself in the same mindset I was in. You know, valuable versus thrown out with the trash. Predators versus prey. Sharks versus guppies. Fearless and the fearful, right? The hunters or the hunted. And I thought holy cow, how would it feel to be in the group that gets sifted? To be in the group that doesn't? How is it going to feel to be at the gala the next year and to look at the 1,000 account reps and not be up there, and I'm the one talking about it? I'm the one saying I'm going to do it. And some of the guys that wanted to sell 1,000 accounts, they didn't say it out loud because they were afraid to, or they didn't want to, and that's totally okay. But it's oh my gosh, that sounds miserable to be a part of that group. And then I realized that's actually just life. There are people who do, and then there are people who don't. And this great and dreadful sifting will occur in your life. And you will either be the valuable gold that does, or you'll be sifted out like the mud and thrown back into the river. I know this sounds deep and dark, but I promise this is going to go somewhere that might have a rainbow. Might not. I don't know. Depends on if you get sifted. So guys, what determines if you will be sifted? What determines if you will be sifted? It's your standards. We've talked so much about this kind of in passing, right? The word standards has been mentioned in sentences over and over again, but I want to really actually pause, double click on it. Let's talk about this. Who wants to take a stab at a definition? What is standards? Over here. Sorry, Ivy. Here, let's do this one in the front so Ivy doesn't have to run as far.
I'd say it's characteristics that define your character.
Okay, characteristics that define your character. I love that. Let's go to my boy Noah Bruning in the back. He said it's what you do when no one else is watching. Okay, I think that's great. One more up here. The level that you hold yourself to, okay?
I say your set actions that you do that never change no matter what's going on.
Your set actions that you do that will never change. Okay, these are all right on the money. These are all right on the money. So your standards, guys, it's exactly what's been described. It's what you're about, right? Just to put it in simple terms, it's what you're about. And the funny part about standards is that everyone says they have high standards. Right? Just like every door-to-door company is going to tell you that you're going to make the most money with them. Everybody has high standards. How do you know your standards? You all have them already. You can change them, and you can create your standards, but everyone sitting here has standards. You have standards from the time that you can actually start thinking. So, let's do an exercise right now, and let's discover what our standards are actually. How do you know your standards? Okay, are people ever worried? Or do they never have to worry? So I've worked with people at this company for a long time now. I'll give Mark Mann some shout outs here. I am never worried about anything that Mark Mann is in charge of, ever, because he has standards and he never misses. He just doesn't. It's like, I've never worried about certain reps, like in office, because they have such high standards. Like, I know that they're going to be working hard, right? It's like, so think about yourself. What standards do you want? And is that something that other people would like actually be worried that you're living up to, right? Like, say you're supposed to go be a team manager this year. Are your reps worried that you're going to show up and not have a good training? And why are they worried? Probably because you've like shown up and actually given a bad training. I've worked with some leaders, for example, and I currently work with a leader. And sometimes I worry that he's going to miss things because he's not super organized with like his Slack threads. And I'm like worried about it. That's his standard. He's a little disorganized, right? He's great at a lot of the other things. You probably know who I'm talking about right now. Or you know who you are. It's like, okay, I'm a little worried that he's going to miss things, that he's not going to show up to things because he's not organized, right? Because he has low standards when it comes to organization. It's like, I never have to worry about trainings that Ben gives because I know his standard and I know how high it is. My reps never had to worry about, oh my gosh, if I'm not selling and I'm going to go to a morning training tomorrow and Brock's going to throw up a PowerPoint and I'm not going to learn anything. My reps never worried about that ever. In fact, my reps knew, okay, I can go to a morning training that Brock is going to run and his standard is so high, I will learn something and I will get better because of that. My reps never have to worry if I'm working hard, if I'm out on the doors, because that's my standard, but it's what I've lived over and over and over again. Does that make sense? Okay, guys, so in the this first lesson, sifting, there's two groups. You're going to get thrown out, right? Are you with the doers or are you with the don'ters? Think about this, and I want to hear some takeaways. How does all of this apply to everything that we've learned so far from today and yesterday? How does this principle apply to what we've learned? Say it loud, and then I'll repeat it. Okay, it all means nothing if you don't hold yourself to a standard. Yes, right here. How you do anything is how you do everything. Yes. Okay, guys, this is the principle right here. Some of you guys are going to apply, and some of you guys won't. That's the principle, right? Some of you guys will apply, and some of you guys won't. Some of you guys will improve because of it, and some of you guys won't. So, we're going to do some journaling now. Mark, if you didn't see the music recommendations that I sent, no worries. But we're going to take 2 minutes, and I want you to journal. By the way, I want everyone to journal, to be clear. I want everyone to journal. I want everyone to do this, whether you've sold well, whether you're new, whether you're old, whether you're a regional, whether you're a divisional. I want everyone to journal. This is extremely powerful. Don't be too good for this, all of you, everyone. And I've been the cool regional in the back that like sometimes doesn't participate. Like, guys, we're going to go and have a massive year. We need everyone to participate. Parker, thank you for doing it. Ben, thank you for doing it. I see some people in corporate doing it. I see John back there doing it. Scott, looks like you're thinking about doing it. Love it. I want everyone to do this. What group will you be with this summer? And what are your standards? And I meant to mention this. Maybe you have some standards that you want that you don't have that good of a track record for showing that you have yet. Cool, write that down. Who do you want to be? It's way more important than who you are. One more minute. Okay, awesome. Turn to your partner. Give you guys 15 more seconds-ish. You can share it in a group of 3 or 4 of you. Turn around. Give us some chat. What group do you want to be this summer? What are your standards? All right, when you've said your piece, stand up just so that I know where the room's at. Once again, when you've said your piece, stand up just so that I know that you're done. When half the room's done, we'll wrap up. It's about to get good. You guys can feel it. Okay, have a seat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mark, for some reason my clicker's not, oh, there we go. Okay. All right, hey, we're ramping. We're ramping. We're ramping. We're learning, and we're about to go even deeper, okay? We're about to go deeper. Okay, we're on to lesson 2. I think. Let me go back a slide here. There's a little bit of a delay. Remember that. Okay. All right. We're ramping. We're on to lesson 2. Each of these lessons, guys, kind of layer on each other and get a little bit deeper. But let's go back to yesterday. Ben used some cool words to describe everything yesterday. He talked about secrets, strategy, magic, some stuff that's going to be pretty new. What are the new secrets for this summer? Got one over here. You can just say it loud and I'll repeat. All right, that's it. That is a dope secret. There's 8 core customers. You can start with that, and you're going to instantly start leveling up. By the way, let me just say something on this. I meant to comment on this yesterday. Guys, actually, let me do that in a sec. Let's hear another. Sorry, Abby. Your skill has to match your will, and you got to keep both high. I love that. Over here. Totally. Every single person is different, and so you should be taking different approaches and angles and have that worked into a process that you know will work. Over here, another secret. Keep telling yourself the right story, okay? Great. Let's talk about the secrets, though, stuff that's brand new, that has never been discovered, that we literally are discovering now. Like, what are the secrets, okay? Right here. Okay. We put people through a process, not a pitch. Okay, we're discovering. Okay, veterans, is a lot of this stuff new? Or are these secrets? Okay, let's move on. All right, I gotta do one more here. Woo! Okay, yes. That's a massive secret that we discovered. This whole rev maxing thing. 15% more without 15% more work for us. Kind of sounds like a no-brainer. Okay, guys, what are the real secrets? Okay? The real secrets. We haven't even gotten there yet. What are the real secrets? The real ones. Does anyone have a clue? Does anyone have a clue? The real secrets. What are the real secrets to this whole thing? You want to take a stab? There are none. Okay. Wrong, but good guess. Good guess. Let me come back to it. Okay, guys, in 2022, okay, a little bit of my fall from grace a little bit. We all have it. Every movie, there's a little bit of a fall from grace. My first year running a team by myself. So, like Cody, I had a massive year, sold 1,000 accounts, wrapped it up with a nice little 72 week, sold 18 my last day to hit my goal because I really wanted to be home by September 1st. So yeah, 1,000 homes, no mosquitoes, no bundles, 1,000 houses. We run the Rumble. Best rookie earned like 160 grand that year. Kind of lit, right? Kind of what everyone kind of wants. My second, then in 2022, it's my first year running a team by myself. I don't have Daddy Skyler to do basically everything and give me half the credit. And I'm like out on my own. And remember the backstory that Ben teed up, right? It's like I started pretty late. I was 24. All my homies were like way too cool to do summer sales. I also never went to, I was enrolled in college. I didn't go because that's a scam. And so I didn't meet, I had no friends. Like I had like my high school friends. They didn't want to do it. A lot of them tried. I was too cool to recruit them. So anyways, I'm like, and then finally I have this pretty big year, get some momentum, go out, I run a team. I've got like 25 guys, and we're, you know, I'm like, cool, we're going to go run it up. I'm like entitled to this shit. Like I'm a 1,000 account rep. I'm Brock Grieve. My shit doesn't stink. And I'm like, cool, let's do it. Very standard story, right? Pride precedeth the fall, right? Pride precedeth the fall. So I'm selling less than I wanted to. I wanted to sell 1 million because I was like, oh yeah, that 1,000 account thing, that was easy. I can do that. And I can run a team. I wasn't great at running the team. And so come midsummer, a little bit of imposter syndrome creeps in. And I'm like, maybe that 1,000 accounts was a fluke. Maybe I got super lucky about 100 days in a row, right? Maybe I was just finding laydowns. Maybe I'm actually not who I think I am. Have a high rep fall off, right? I'm getting older. And I'm starting to think like, okay, and there are like tears associated with this. Like, I remember it was the middle of June. Another rep is quitting and going home that I couldn't help get selling. And I'm just starting to see the pins drop. And I'm like, okay, so I'm about to be 26 with 0 guys again. I dropped out of college for this. Okay, on top of that, tons of personal battles in my family life going down. And that's just wrecking my emotions. And I'm just like, gosh, is there any hope for me, right? I'm like losing hope. And it's graphic, right? Dark, tons of regrets. Stuff happens that I still have not forgiven myself for. It's just dark. And, you know, I'm just like, shit. Here we go. I'm going to have to go find something else. And I don't know what it is. Probably God. I was praying a lot. I have this moment of light. And it was through counseling also with people that I love. My leaders, Ben, prayer, a lot of things. And I finally see and understand what the real secret is. What the real secret is. And it is me. It's not nothing, but it was me. And your real secret is you. And so, to put this into perspective, right, I was like, okay, I'm the real secret. I'm the real strategy. And previously, I'm so overwhelmed by, like, my environment and my situation, and it's different, and I'm by myself, and poor me, and I have reps quitting, and I'm old, and poor me, and I'm a sorry, sad soul that's getting beat up, right? And I'm about to just get knocked out, right? I'm like thinking about it like a UFC fight. I'm like, cool, I'm like into my last round, I'm about to get knocked out. And then I realized, like, no, you know what? In the last round of a UFC fight, even if you've been getting beat up over and over and over again, what is the secret? It's that fighter slipping one good punch in, right? It's that fighter, it's this little bit of hope. It can get down to 5 seconds left, and you can squeeze it in, and you can get it, and it can happen. And something came to me. I don't know what it was, probably God. And he said, you know what, Brock? You have it in you, and if anyone can land that punch, it's you. And you need to quit thinking that the fight is over because you have it in you. So I'm just like, fuck it. And I totally recover and go all in again on myself. And I start telling myself, I'm him, right? I got this. I can do it. I'm going to stick to my fundamentals. I'm not perfect. I'm going to get better. And I'm going to go and I'm going to finish this strong and I'm going to go win. And I totally recovered in 2022. Our team, which was now smaller, guess what that means? Easier to have a high per rep average, baby. We did really well in the Rumble. I ended by doing like a couple like massive weeks and still hitting Golden Door, which was massive for me. And then I realized, like, holy cow, I just sold 650K and it's August 20th. Like, that's really fast. Like, I actually crushed it. And I finished really strong. What happened is for those reps that were left, the ones that were left, the few, the proud, I ended with a massive bang. And that is the power of finishing your strong as a leader. And reps will not remember the dark times. They will remember how they finish. And as long as they finish strong, that's what they'll remember. And we carried massive momentum into 2023. We had an explosive fall. We signed tons and tons and tons of reps. This was the year that I partnered now with my former partner, Wills Nilsson, who was extremely talented in a lot of ways and could add a lot of value to me. And this was the principle that stuck with me. So I want to tell you a story of what happened. Oh, yeah, and then 2023 was amazing. I had sold $1.3 million that year, and we had a Golden Door rookie on the team, Brannett Gill. We, killed it. We didn't win the Rumble that year, but we had the highest per rep averages on the squad. Shout out Ryan Jenkins, pulled magic out of the hat, beat us that year. But we were like the favorite to win. We still kicked your guys' ass all year, but you guys did win in the Rumble. But it's like, now we have tons of momentum. And but what stuck with me, guys, was that lesson of like, okay, I've got this thing in me, okay? And so like, here's the story. In 2024, we have a baby in April, and I'm not able to be out with the team. We're in Denver at the time, and the team's like struggling, right? There's young leaders out there, never done it themselves, doing it in my absence. I had made some mistakes. I didn't train the managers that well. I also set pretty poor expectations with the team. I didn't know what it was going to be like to be a dad. Like, I kind of thought I was going to be able to be more present for them in April and May. Anyways, but what I did know is I did know that I'm the secret, right? I'm the secret. I'm the real secret. It's not the way that we're going to switch up the intro. It's not the way we're going to rev max. It's not anything. It's me. And I'm going to go and I'm going to put some magic out there. And I wanted to do it in a big way that would teach the lesson to the team because there was a ton of bad narratives, right? They were like, oh, hey, it's so cold, it's snowy, everything's already been knocked 3 or 4 times, solar is raping and pillaging, right? Like all of these things, right? And it's just like, there's just these narratives, and it's just stuff that I've heard before, and it's like, yeah, this is my shit. Like, this ain't nothing but a thing. My wife, birthdays are really important to her. Her birthday is the day before Memorial Day, always. Super sad because that's like a holiday for us, biggest day of the year. Her birthday is Sunday. I take her, Memorial Day is the next day. I take her to Ruth's Chris Sunday night, load up my car, drive through the whole night. Don't tell the team that I'm showing up. 0 sleep. Show up to market. They're like halfway through their Memorial Day meeting. Nobody knows I'm showing up. I walk in, got my jugs of Rumble juice in my hands, the right formula, not the bullshit they cooked up. and I just start shouting nonsense. Like I have no sleep in my system. Low key didn't, new dads know we don't sleep that much anyways. I just drove through the night. I show up, eyes blazed over, and I just basically shout a bunch of nonsense, and I'm like, watch. This shit ends today. There's no more bullshit narratives. We're here. We're doing this. We're going to go out and absolutely rip. And we ripped on Memorial Day. I show up. I didn't have area. I just hopped in the leader's car. And I was like, hey, leader, it's time that we start leading. Let's go. We show up. I have him just drop me off next to him. I sell the first 3 houses that I talk to. Hella rusty. Bundle it. No one's selling mosquito. I sell a bunch of mosquitoes. I dropped 13 that day. And then we go out and listen, up to that point, 0 rookies had sold more than 2 in a day. Most were bageling. The way that year ended, guys, we had 3 of the top 10 rookies in the Denver squad. We had produced 2 golden doors. I actually sold super elitely that year. I didn't sell much, but I sold 200K in 4 weeks out there. And we just absolutely killed it. And then that sent us into another momentous year in 2025, the momentum of 2026, so on and so forth, okay? And I don't say that as a story to brag, right? What I'm saying is the secret is you, and you have it in you. Let's do some journaling. I think that's what's next. Oh, actually, no, there's a couple more things. Magic, okay? Ben used this word yesterday, magic. He said, hey, guys, I tapped into some magic, found some magic, some new stuff, some new secrets. Guys, magic can't happen without the wizard. Magic can't happen without the wizard, right? Think about Harry Potter. They all had wands, right? They all did that whole Gringotts thing, got the wands. Harry was different. So if you like the content that you've heard, right? If you feel like, okay, there's some new stuff that I know I can do to improve, doesn't matter. You got to be the wizard to wield it, and that's what's going to take you far. So guys, you're the secret. You are. And we're going to get a little bit deeper on this here in a minute. We're going to journal, take it out, hopefully everyone, and answer these questions. What are 3 real times in your life where you were the secret? Can you play Zoom by Little Uzi Vert if you're here? If not, no worries. Yeah. Done because of you. No one else could have. If you're having a hard time finding one, remember you were once a baby and couldn't walk. You taught that shit to yourself. All 3. You need all 3 events. All right, y'all. Okay. Who wants to share? Who wants to share? When were you the secret? I gave you some times that I was the secret. Let's hear some from y'all. You've shared before, but I'm shouting you out for that. I appreciate that. Thanks for being super active. Let's go. Taught himself how to ride his bike for the first time. Dude, that is not a small thing. That is massive. Let's go here. Good-looking guy with the curly hair.
In high school, I played lacrosse, and the team always counted on me. We were up in Bear River, and we thought we were just going to smoke them. We went to triple overtime, and I had the game winner.
Boom. How did that feel, bro?
Pretty fucking good.
He said pretty effing good. Watch your language, though. But over here with the red shirt, yeah. Oh, here you go. There's a mic. Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you. Aisha?
Aisha, yeah.
Aisha, thank you, and thank you for being down to get personal. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's a little personal, but back in 2023, I lost my brother to a drug overdose. A month later, I tried to take my own life, and with the help of some friends and God in the moment, I chose just to dig deep and just keep fucking living.
Get on your feet for that. Come on. Jeez. Thank you, Aisha. Powerful. Powerful. So good to hear. How often do we think that our life sucks? It's good to hear stories of people that battle and win. It's inspiring. Thank you. Okay. Okay, guys, lesson 3. This is not from any one specific moment, but this is from 29 years of collecting XP. Guys, every moment of your life gives you XP, the good ones and the bad ones. For those that are old enough, I think you all would agree, it's usually the bad ones that gives you the most XP. It's usually when you learn the most. It's usually the hardest stuff that gives us the most XP. But this is also from observing, guys. This is from running teams for a long time. This is from seeing reps come and go in the industry. This is from seeing leaders come and go in the industry. This is from looking at my core friend group that I grew up with. This is from observing my parents, who I love dearly and are great leaders. This is from all of that. And this is going to continue to layer on. And this is a analogy or a story or a metaphor. So let's lock in here, right? This is when it's going to start getting good. So, chest high, ears open, big deep breath. All right, let's do it. Let's get real. Okay. This is driftwood. Let's talk about driftwood and how this might relate to life. Who knows what driftwood is? It's this log or this piece of debris that's out floating in the waves. Sometimes it'll wash up on the shore. And oftentimes in life, we become driftwood. And oftentimes in the summer, we become driftwood, where we're kind of just bobbing on the waves. We don't have any control. We're waking up in the morning, just scrolling TikTok for 2 hours, falling back asleep, ordering DoorDash, McDonald's, didn't hit the gym. Maybe in the summer, it's like, okay, you're driftwood because you're super negative. You think everything's cooked. You gave up on your goal. You're just showing up to the morning meeting with no energy, no zeal, no vibes. I feel like this is where 99% of American men and women live, and they are driftwood. And they're just bobbing on the waves, going wherever the waves tell them to go. There's a select and elect and elite group that's different than this. Most people are the driftwood, and you can be that if that's what you want. Seems chill. Nothing to worry about. You could also be the ocean that creates the waves. Thank you. You can be the ocean that creates the waves. So this is lesson 3, and this is from observing so many things in my life. And so many things in the life of low-key most successful people. Driftwood, it drifts in the waves. The ocean creates the waves. Driftwood has no control. Driftwood has no direction. Driftwood is manipulated. Driftwood has no plan, and driftwood has no purpose. And the ocean has total control. It's unfazable. It will always exist. Right? It's kind of getting bigger these days. It's kind of warm. Don't know if that's real or not, low-key. It's beautiful. It's impactful. It's powerful. And we in life, guys, we can be the driftwood, or we can be the ocean. So what does it feel like to be driftwood in the summer? Veterans, I'm going to very specifically speak to you for the rest of this time, rookies too. But veterans, leaders, we're going to go. What does it feel like to be driftwood in the summer? People that sold last year, raise your hand. And that doesn't mean you were the one that was driftwood, but maybe you saw some driftwood around. Let's go, Sam. Let's wait for the mic.
It's like complaining that you're not getting better, that things aren't getting better. And then when you get advice or you're coached by your coach, your manager, you don't adjust, you don't change, you keep doing things the same way that you were doing them.
Massive. Okay? What's other driftwood behavior in the summer? Let's go over here. One of these two guys. You pick, Danny. Size them up.
I think for the most part, I've seen it a couple times. It's mostly just the people who have a victim mindset, go into situations kind of, like, why is this happening to me? What's going on? Instead of, oh, this is me, I'm doing this. How can I adjust to continue succeeding and going towards my goals?
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Let's hear another. What's driftwood behavior? Something that hasn't been shared yet. Let's go next to him, Danny, just for sake of mic share.
I just feel like, personally, as like a person that's done this for like 5, 6, 7, 8 years, just doing it for a long time, speaking to vets, is like, you get to a point in maybe June, July, whatever it is, you just kind of feel like you're just drifting, right? You're doing the same pitch every day, you're not dialing in, you're just drifting, right? Every time there's a training in the morning, you're not actually applying the training, you're just going to the doors, knocking the door, just drifting, right? So that's how I feel it is in the summer.
Massive. Thank you. In life in general, what is it like to be driftwood? What's driftwood behavior in life in general? One sec, he's going to give you the mic, and then you can.
I feel like being driftwood in life is just kind of accepting where you're at in life, and kind of to piggyback off what he said, just like you can't improve and you're kind of stagnant. You're like really mediocre, and you're just kind of looking to coast to the finish line, and you're like, all right, I can't get better, but I don't want to get worse, but I'm just like stagnant, and I'm not improving.
Okay, awesome, yes. And then let's come up here, and then Ivy's coming with one.
Driftwood in real life is just being reactive to life circumstances to you, instead of being proactive and taking control of the circumstances and narrative.
Massive, massive. Guys, driftwood doesn't even know it's stagnant. It's just existing. It's just bobbing around. It has no plans. It's just waking up, hopping on the phone. Like, I think, like, phones literally create driftwood, right? Like, raise your hand if you're a slave to your phone, like, a lot. Me too. Deleting everything on your phone is so healthy. Getting off all the slop, it's so healthy. That shit makes you drift around like a dead piece of wood, or a dead fish. What does it feel like to be the ocean in the summer? What does it feel like to be the ocean? Let's go up here.
Actively trying to find your purpose.
Okay, really trying to find your purpose. Yes, absolutely, we're getting there. He already shared. Let's go over here. Ivy's got a mic for you.
I think being the ocean is just being an unrelenting force that can't be stopped.
An unrelenting force. Who's gotten caught up in a wave before and, like, it's almost taken your life out in Hawaii? Yeah, like, no mercy. No mercy. Go out to Pounders Beach. No mercy. We got over here.
Just being that 1% and not being average like everybody else.
Okay, being that 1%, not being average like everyone else. Okay, I love it. And what does it look like to be the ocean in life in general? Let's just hear one up here. Kai, you want to speak?
Being the ocean in life feels like taking control of your own destiny.
Boom. You take control. You create intention. You set a vision for yourself. You have goals. Okay, guys, we're going to talk about some ocean and driftwood behavior, and then we're going to wrap up. So, in sales, right, let's think about this principle, the ocean. And this is actually a bar that Tyson Fotheringham dropped yesterday in a way, and then it gave me this light bulb. In sales, think vets. Do you have, are there such thing as an ideal selling situation? An ideal situation. Think oh, dude, I hope that this is how my sales day is going to look. I just got this new. Is there such a thing as an ideal situation? Someone tell me. Okay. Christian says no. Okay. Totally wrong. There actually is ideal selling situations. It's true. Think about it. Christian, have you sold better in certain situations than others? Then how could you say it's not true? It is. There is such a thing as ideal selling situations. But it's different than you think. Ideal selling situations are not created by this situation. They are created by your skill set. And that is ocean behavior. You guys understand? Okay? That is ocean behavior. Nate Van Dyke has worked with me for a few years. A lot of you guys don't know who he is. He's probably the only person that doesn't need training that exists on the planet. We call him the stallion. Ask me why later. We call him the horse. We call him the captain. And in 2023, he came and he worked with us. He was a 400K level rep. He comes out to Louisville with us in 2023, and he's super humble. And he had been selling for 4 years. He could be pretty oh, yeah, no, I don't have anything else to learn. But I teach him some new secrets, some sauce. He learns how to go yard. He learns how to create a little bit better urgency. He learns how to be a little bit more relatable. He knows how to play into his strengths a little bit better. And he starts ripping. I'm like a competitive guy, and he's almost selling more than me. And so I am the area manager, and I'm like, you know what, Nate, I'm going to throw you off. And so I literally make it my mission for 3 weeks in a row to try to get him to stop selling. I'm putting him out where it's a 5-minute drive between houses. I'm putting him in little tiny cookie cutter that's been hit by 19 other knocking companies. I'm putting him in rich, gated mansions. And he goes 45K, 52K, 62K in July. And guys, I want you to know, that is, and Nate's probably not even listening to this. He doesn't realize how elite he is. Nate has infinite selling situations, infinite ideal selling situations, and you can too. And I actually really, really, really believe that this new training platform that we're going to launch into can help you achieve that, okay? Does everyone agree? Okay. Some driftwood behavior, not rev maxing, okay? Right now, it's very easy to be oh, yeah, I like that I'm going to get called and get told that I'm selling sketchy accounts. I like that. Guys, when it's the middle of the summer and you are bleeding out and you're trying to get more revenue on the board, and then you get a call and they're saying, hey, dude, let's make these adjustments so that you can make more money, you're probably, there's a very high chance that you do some driftwood behavior and you're oh, dude, the grit has so much red tape and this is bull crap. And I could go sell for White Knight and low-key lie the whole time, and I'd make more money that way. Okay, we all know that that's not true, but in the middle of the summer, is it easier to start having stupid thoughts like that? Is it easy to think kind of stupid in the summer when you're in the middle of everything? Okay, that's going to happen. Not buying into the new training systems. That's driftwood behavior. Okay, veterans, say that you're out there. Guys, this whole thing, there's a 92-page playbook that's coming out with this. You guys don't even know that. This new training, there's 92 pages of stuff that's coming out. Sometimes you got to take a step back to take 2 steps forward. And your own way of doing things is going to sound more smooth. It is going to sound more confident. And it probably will get you more deals to start. Because when you're starting to work on things and change, right, you're working on a new sales process, it's not going to come out as smooth and as confident, and you might sell a little bit worse for a week or two. But what's going to help you sell the most over time sticking to it and trusting the ramp. And so I would rather you go out and only sell 10K in a week, but you're applying and you're getting better, than you sticking to your standard sales pitch, not process, that you know can get you 15. It's better to sell 10, but work on something that will get you more deals than to sell 15 and stay stagnant for forever. Does that make sense? Okay. Driftwood behavior. Veterans. Once again, I'm talking to you guys. Intentionally, but much more often unintentionally, letting your negativity or bad habits bring others down, right? Like, for example, say that we do a training on pricing and we knock $100 off. And veterans, half of you guys actually don't do that because you're not coachable. Half of you guys don't. And so then you're driving a rookie out to area, and they're like, oh, dude, the rookie who doesn't know how bills work is like, oh, dude, $299 is expensive. And you're like, yeah, bro. They just say that because they're trying to get more revenue. I always roll it out at $99 on the initial. What did you just do to that rookie? You just corrupted him, right? You just hurt him for the rest of time and all eternity. This one time, if Zach Seeger's in here, you remember Spute, bro. You remember that time? What did Spute tell you right before that neighborhood? Your sweet, innocent Zach Seeger. Spute drops off Seeger in this neighborhood. Spute's like, oh, dude, this is going to be rough for you, bro. Seeger bagels. Next day, Seeger goes out to area with someone else, and I think that was your first 10-day or second 10-day in the same exact neighborhood. Right, guys? Like, veterans, do not corrupt the rookies with your negativity, with your bad attitudes. Don't talk about, how much you hate the technicians. Don't talk about how much you hate all these other things. If you do hate it, you're negative. You're driftwood anyway. If you're negative, you're driftwood. Don't affect everyone else. I'll come back to that one. Let's see. Leaders, what happens if you're driftwood? Who's a leader in here? Who's a leader? Kinzel, what happens if you're driftwood? Danny.
If you're driftwood, then all the people around you start to become driftwood as well, and the ocean pushes your ass around.
Yeah. If you're driftwood, everyone else is going to be driftwood, and you just sunk the ship. Veterans, when are you going to start taking it on your own plate to help the rookies to improve? And not relying on the team manager. The guy that's getting paid the 5%, like, guys, it's not his job to get the rookies going, it's the veterans. You have way more impact than the team manager, I promise. I'll give some flowers to Garth. In 2020, I had no guys on the team. I was starting to sell decent, and Garth had me run at least half of the trainings, and that was, like, really impactful for me. And Kyle Ring and his guys right now, Josh Lowe, Blaine, Brett, you guys are running trainings twice a week at 8:30, and you're training everyone else's guys, not your own, right? It's like, that is like amazing. That's leadership, right? They're training guys that they didn't even recruit because they get this principle. Driftwood behavior is saying, oh, yeah, it's the manager's job to get this team selling. Oh, it's the manager's job to, like, have everything buttoned up. That's like driftwood behavior. Ocean behavior is saying, no, I'm going to go, and this is going to go well because of me, right? Yeah, I'm just a veteran. Yeah, I'm just a rookie. This is going to go well because of me. I'm going to raise everybody. I'm going to lift everyone. Because, guys, the manager, he's going to be great. He's going to do a great job. When it's the veteran that's stepping up and popping off, when it's the rookie that goes out and has a 10-day, that shakes everybody up. Let's go back to the last page here. Guys, raise your hand if you've recruited someone because our average rookie last year earned 40K. Okay? I want you to know something. There are only 5 teams that rookies actually earn more than that. There's only 5 teams out of, like, our 30. Seattle, Bama, Cleveland, Drewwood and RJ's, and then there was one more. I think it was Denver North or something. Those are the only teams that actually had rookies earn more than 40K. How many of you guys recruit because, like, oh, there's, like, a ton of golden doors here? Guys, like, create your own results. Like, guess what I never talk about in my recruiting meetings? Grit's average rookie earnings of 40K, because in Seattle, our average rookies were 51K, and that's my standard. We're going to win. We're going to lead. That's what we do. That's what we talk about. And how much more powerful does that make you as a recruiter when you're the ocean and you're recruiting things to your shit, not someone else's? right? And hey, look, that's how averages work. There will always be teams that perform worse, and there will always be teams that perform better. But as leaders, you should be striving to be at the top. Okay, guys, the objective today is progression. That is the objective. We want to get better, okay? Why? Why do you think? If you're not getting better, you're getting worse? Yes? Guys, why is this the objective? And it's so broad and it's so corny. But like this is, if there's anything I can leave with you guys, it's this. Life's objective is progression. Life's objective is progression. Stagnation will kill you. Stagnation will kill you. Every day, when you go up and you're the same person as you were yesterday, if you're the same person that you were a year ago, what happens to your heart? Like, what happens to your soul? Like, what happens to your self-belief? What happens to your mentality? Do you want to be the same person for forever? Is that what you want? Guys, we were sent here to become something. I believe that. I believe that. Stagnation will kill you. And the most miserable times of my life is when I was not getting better. It's when I was not growing. It's when I was not becoming something new. So here's a challenge. We're going to do an impromptu journal. This, veterans, last summer, what was your role? This next summer, how will you progress? What's new for you? Maybe you're not the team manager, but what are you good at? What is your unique value that you can add? Are you super fun? If you're super fun, how are you going to add value to the rookies? Okay? If you are really good at selling certain situations, how are you going to add that value? How are you going to grow this year? How are you going to do something new? How are you going to progress? Do not have the same role that you did last year. Otherwise, you're stagnant and you are dying. Okay. In conclusion, guys, who you've been, what has that looked like? Okay, we've been kind of sitting in the off season the last few months, maybe sleeping in a little bit, maybe relaxing, dating, maybe some habits have snuck in that you like, maybe some ones that have snuck in that you don't like. Guys, I'll tell you what I don't care about, what the grit does not care about. I'll tell you what God doesn't care about. They don't care about who you've been. They don't care about who you've been. They care about who you're meant to be, who you will be today, and who you will be tomorrow. And that is what's most important. Guys, if you can get anything from the last hour, I want you all to know this. You were born to be the ocean. And everyone in here has it in you. I sold 50K as a rookie, right? Terrible at sports, terrible at a lot of things. Well, that's lit. Everyone in here has it in you. You were born to be the ocean. Go back and look at those times that you were the secret. Guys, I promise, God doesn't send people here. He doesn't send people here with less abilities, with less opportunity. Everyone has the ability to go and create something new for themselves. And so if you don't believe that you can do it, if you're scared of your goals, that's okay. I believe in you. I promise you're starting way higher than I ever did. You're starting way higher than I ever did. Whatever you are dreaming of, dream bigger, right? Cody says that all the time. I'm really grateful for that. You can do it. You can go be bigger. You can have a really high per rep average for your teams. You can apply all this trainings. You can get better at selling. You can create way more ideal situations for yourself. You can. Guys, it doesn't take this super intense, crazy theory. It's not rocket science. All it takes is you to have a backbone, to not be a wimp, right? to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I will drive my ship. No one else will drive it. The other day, I was playing golf in my backswing off the tee. Lady starts hackling on the green, shank it into the woods. Someone said, oh, Brock, hey, you can re-tee. And I snapped at him just because, I have temper issues. And I went, I don't remember who it was, but I said, if you ever catch me making an excuse because of someone else, I want you to just come find me and put a bullet in my head. And that is the intensity that you need to have in life. Like, did that cackling actually mess up my swing? Yes. But I'll tell you what is driftwood shit. You letting other people be the reason for your results. You letting other people, other situations be the reason for your results. That's driftwood shit. That's loser shit. You're going to get sifted. You're going to live and die having not accomplished what you want to accomplish. Don't let other situations mog you. Don't let other people mog you, right? When you actually have like a winning situation, that's because of you. When you go and you create a massive, massive, massive result for yourself, that's because of you. It's not because of anyone else. Don't be beta, right? Don't be little bro. Little bro lets other people do things for him. Driftwood lets other things dictate driftwood. Be the ocean. So, how can you be the ocean this summer? Number one, start with brutally honest inventory. Do you even have vision, right? Do you even know what you want? Do you have goals? Did you have dreams that you hoped would be accomplished by now that weren't accomplished? Why didn't they get accomplished? Number two, develop a why and a vision. It's got to be bigger than money. It's got to be bigger than money. Deep why, deep vision. Meet with your managers, talk to them about the why triangle. Number three, prioritize personal development and standards. How often do you guys do a planning session and you say, okay, what are my standards? How do I want to develop? Because success chases value. And if you create a valuable person out of yourself, if you become the asset, then you will then the opportunities will follow. And then number four, massive. Most of you guys won't do this, and that's okay. You can be driftwood. Weekly accountability. Measure yourself every week. Okay, hey, I'm out here. It's July 5th. Last week, what was my work ethic on a scale of 1 to 5? Last week, what was my attitude on a scale of 1 to 5? Last week, how was my skill progression? Did I focus on anything, or was I driftwood? Was I just doing the same thing every day, or was I focusing, trying to get better? How did I do leadership-wise? Did I try to be a leader this year, or was I driftwood? Just let the manager do all the leading. How was I as a car group partner? How was I as a roommate? Was the team worse or better because of me? So, last thing, guys, we're just going to journal for another 2 minutes, and this is the last prompt. Personal inventory. Who have you been? What new role will you progress into this summer? What opportunities will you create for yourself by progressing this summer? Now we can play that one, the temper trap. Sweet disposition. All right, guys, when you're done with that, last thing is I want you to write affirmations to yourself. You guys can do it, I promise. Summer is going to be amazing. I want you to write affirmations to yourself. Tell yourself why you can do it. Tell yourself why you're the secret, why you won't get sifted. Tell yourself why you're the ocean. And in conclusion, and then I think we're breaking and going to lunch, right? No? Okay. In conclusion, guys, this is our year. We're going to run it up. I believe in all of you. We're going to go and create massive, massive, massive impact for everyone. And this is going to be our best year ever. So let's give each of you, I want you to give yourselves a round of applause and congratulate yourself because you're going to give yourself the best year ever. And that's it.
Okay, so what we're going to do right now, guys, is we're going to do a 5 to 10 minute break. This is going to be a shorter break. We want people back in seats by 1:35. Then we're going to hear from Garth and Mason. Then we're going to have a fast lunch, and then we're going to close with Drew Hansen. So we're going to have a break. Please be quick. Actually be back in your seats at 1:35. Thank you.